Welcome to Imperial China and Ancient India. This is Melinda Klein. The history of China is told in traditional historical records from about 5,000 years ago, supplemented by archaeological records dating to the 16th century BC. China is one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations. Chinese civilization originated with city-states in the Yellow River Valley. 221 BC is the commonly accepted year when China became unified under a large kingdom or empire. Successive dynasties in Chinese history developed bureaucratic systems that enabled the Emperor of China to control the large territory. The foundations of China as a united country were the Qin dynasty's emperors' imposition of a common system of writing in the 3rd century BC and the development of a state ideology based on Confucianism in the 2nd century BC. From 481 to 221 BC, this era is commonly known as the Warring States period. The Qin dynasty took control by 221 BC, creating the first unified Chinese empire. This period is called by many historians Imperial China. The Qin defeated northern and border tribes the Romans called the Huns. Huangdi was appointed the first August ruler of the Qin. The military not only unified the Qin under Huangdi, but accomplished much for the Chinese people. The Han Dynasty was long-lasting, about 400 years. Confucian thought promoted a government that depended on good officials who showed humility, virtue, and culture. But the Qin preferred legalism, characterized by strict laws and strict enforcement with swift and appropriate punishment to any who broke the laws. The Han Dynasty believed in balance between law and humanity. The Confucian classics were re-established and ethical teachings captured the imagination of the court. By 51 BC, Confucian scholars codified the laws. This established and consolidated the Chinese legal system for centuries to come. Intellectual, literary, and artistic endeavors revived and flourished during the Han Dynasty. Technological advances also marked this period. One of the great Chinese inventions, paper, dates from the Han Dynasty. By the 1st century BC, the Chinese had discovered how to forge the highly durable metal of steel by melting together wrought iron with cast iron. There were great mathematicians, astronomers, statesmen, and technological inventors, developing the world's first water-powered armory sphere. The Chinese believed that their rulers were descended from the cosmos forces of the universe. This Son of Heaven ruled over the people and the empire. This is one of the enduring philosophical concepts of Chinese imperial politics. This philosophy was called the Mandate of Heaven. The loss of the cosmic connection with the ruler led to his demise and replacement as the national center of authority and rule. In 124 BC, Emperor Wu established an elite imperial academy to teach specifically selected scholarly bureaucrats the wisdom of Confucius and how to apply this knowledge to the problems of governing. A student seeking a job in civil service did not need to be of high birth. What he needed to do was to pass a series of examinations at the local, regional, and state level. This took years of preparation. The last 200 years of the Han Dynasty was not as strong as the first 200. Barbarian raids from the north took their toll. To make and keep the peace, later Han emperors made alliances with barbarians, inviting them to settle in China, serve as soldiers, work the land, marry Chinese women, and adopt Chinese culture. These policies were used by later Roman rulers, leading to their ultimate downfall. White-skinned Aryans came to settle in India around 1000 BC. Aryans brought with them Sanskrit, an ancient oral and written language known to the Greeks, Romans, and ancient Hebrews. The Vedas are the earliest existing source of Indian literature written in Sanskrit. The Vedas are religious hymns and are in 4 parts. Indian Hindus of the Brahma class, the priests, gave instruction from these texts for rituals such as burials and sacrifices. The Hindu religion provides several channels for a good life. This religion includes many gods, polytheism. There were rituals and rules. These include, but are not limited to, ceremonies in the cremation of bodies at death, appropriate prayers, and obedience to injunctions such as treating cows as sacred animals. The first 3 listed in this social structure, the caste system, could participate in religious activities and read the holy texts. The last caste consisted of people who did the worst work and could not be associated with. Eventually, 3,000 castes were created to date. Religion and the state were largely separated in India, but cultural unity based on religion was strong, much like Europe. The Mauryans ruled at its greatest expanse from modern Afghanistan in the northwest to the Bay of Bengal in the east and well into the tropical and rugged mountainous Deccan Peninsula in the south. Until just over 100 years ago, little was known about this Indian emperor. In the 19th century, descriptions of his law edicts made on pillars and rocks to spread his name and ideals were deciphered for the first time in modern history. Ashoka's identity and teachings were understood. The Indian government regulated people's lives, with a requirement to provide a powerful setting in which people had the opportunity to seek 4 major goals in life, as illustrated here. After Ashoka's death in 238 BC, no emperor was strong enough to maintain centralized power in India for almost 500 years. But by 320, a new dynasty began its rise to power in the Ganges Valley, apparently as the result of a fortunate marriage. The Gupta court presided over a cultural renaissance of learning and Sanskrit literature during the 5th century AD. The Gupta Empire began to use Sanskrit for its official correspondence. Its written language and grammar was standardized also in the 5th century. Sanskrit social justice laws, the laws of Manu, and the manuals of rulership and politics were studied, revised, and further codified. In the 5th century, new invaders came through the Khyber Pass, overthrowing the Gupta Empire and establishing their own headquarters in Afghanistan. These invaders were the Huns, the Hunas, a nomadic tribal people of Central Asia who once roamed in the north of the Great Wall of China. While the Huns invaded India and, of course, the Roman Empire, this would throw India into a dark age.